All right, so welcome back. If you're new to the channel, you haven't missed much. Same sprayer that we used last year. Now, there's nothing unique or special about this. We literally bought it off of Agzaga.com. This is the model number if you're curious about it. Like I said, we went a little more in depth as far as setting it up and everything in previous videos. So if you're interested in that, go check that video out. We're just gonna spray our driveways. So we have a lot of driveways to spray, and this saves us a lot of spray, a lot of chemical in general, as a matter of fact. Instead of us doing it by hand and overspraying a ton, and not only that, but wasting a lot of it, this makes it to where we're getting an even pattern across everything. Just like last year when we talked about when we installed this, so it is hooked up to our battery box, has the clamps and everything, or our battery, not our battery box. Has the clamps and everything. The only thing I really have as a complaint here is the on-off switch, which I guess depending on the UTV you have, if your battery is on the driver's side, for instance, this would be about perfect length. A little bit more difficult on the Polaris Ranger because the battery's on the passenger side. So what I do is I run the battery, or run the cable from the battery over twice, kind of like the middle of the seat, and it's close enough that I can turn it on and off. It's built pressure already in the pump line, but from here on is where it actually controls what is in the spray line. So now I've turned the booms on, and I have all the booms off because I want to make sure that it is actually holding water and I don't see anything leaking. It's definitely a good sign. So now we have the pressure coming through on the booms. I'm just going to turn these on and just see what they do. Sprayed myself a little bit. There's nothing but water in there right now. It looks like it's spraying like it's supposed to, so we'll turn that one off. Let's check this one. Turn it the wrong way. No, I'm turning the right way. And it is working. I need to adjust that. I probably bumped it when I put it back on here. Got it pointing wrong. Check that one. Those all seem to be clean and spraying as they're supposed to. I like that. All right, all of our tests went well. We are going to hit this up tomorrow because we are out of sunlight pretty well, and I'm not going to bother with it at dark because then I may or may not get everything. So we'll just wait until morning, which will be in like 2 seconds for you. All right, so it's not the next morning, it's the next day. So I lied to you a little bit. However, it was still 2 seconds difference for you. You can see we've got everything hooked up. Now the side-by-side, we already tested the center spray pattern just to make sure nothing's plugged up. And you can see this wet line across the bottom right here. That's gonna show you exactly where it sprayed. Now it went all the way over here to this gate, and it actually got onto the gate a little bit, and then it still went all the way over here and got a little bit onto that concrete footer. Now, this is just the base pattern for us. So I leave that one on because that's pretty much always gonna be covered wherever I'm driving. Now, if I'm going in a wider spot, like when we go to the feedlot, you're gonna see that what'll happen is we'll turn on the other parts of the boom. I like the fact that we can do basically 8 feet or 10 feet at a time and then add these others as needed. Just like that, all done. Everything is sprayed off, feedlot, basically all the driveway stuff for our whole farm. Now we also have another driveway over at my mom's place that we spray as well. Probably somewhere around 35-40 minutes is what it took total, and that's including filling up the actual, or mixing the spray up. Because once we put the spray in there, we already had the 30 gallons in there. We do let the chemical run through there on the regurgitate situation, so it's actually mixed and we're not missing any spray or having really heavy dilution in some spot and very little in others. But in 2 weeks, this video is going to continue. So 2 weeks for me, 2 seconds for you. See you then. All right, so it's been 8 days. I know I told you 2 weeks, but we're going to come back early just because you can already see the effects RM43 does usually take about 2 weeks to work effective, like completely. However, you can obviously see the line. There are some items that haven't died off yet, but they are wilting, and it's evident that they are going to die. Other than this mishap right here, which that's from me, not from the sprayer. That's just simply I wasn't paying attention and I should have moved over and I didn't. Same thing right here. Everything is died or dying in the process of it, at least, with a few exceptions. Now this stuff I didn't spray because I can only get so close to this paneling. If I get too close, I'm almost touching it. And you even seen where I grabbed the the boom on the other side of the barn during the spraying portion. And that wasn't because it won't touch whenever you're driving along it like this, but whenever you go to turn like that, it swings just enough to grab it. And now part of it is because I don't bring the boom in. I could bring that boom in much closer to the actual side-by-side. I don't do that because I like to be able to open my tailgate and see how much water I've actually put in there to ensure that I'm actually doing a appropriate mix ratio for the spray that I'm using. Probably should do that. However, even after doing that, it didn't hurt the boom. The boom doesn't leak or anything like that, but it's obviously, it's bent. So doesn't look aesthetically pleasing. However, I will come back and I will spray these with the wand, but you can see everything else is dead and has clearly died off, minus the spots where I just didn't get close enough. So everywhere along the building, I mean, absolutely everything has really been killed off. We'll go look at the other side real quick. And behind here, we actually sprayed everything by hand, completely killed off, and definitely overkill as far as what we put on. Like we mentioned, we like using the boom because it does save a lot of spray. And in reality, if you put too much spray down, too much of any kind of spray, it's not a good thing. And you see right down the line, everything didn't overspray into this field. Now this pasture over here, we will cut for hay. So we were very careful and ensured that we didn't get any in there, but the boom really makes it to where we can get a clean line and not have to worry about any of this getting where it's not supposed to be. And same thing all the way down here, everything's been died or killed off or is about to die, like this plant right here. Super simple, really easy to work with. Like I said, saves you a bunch of money in spray, so I do highly encourage it. I'm not saying that the one we have is the only brand that works. I'm sure the other ones work too. I do like working with Agzaga though. They seem to, if I do have an issue, because I did have to call them. It wasn't about that. It was actually about mower blades that I ordered. I got the wrong one. Wasn't their fault. I just told them the wrong number. But either way, they were really easy to work with and sent them back. Didn't cost me anything to send them back, and they sent me the ones that I actually needed. So like I said, customer service like that. Could I get a sprayer cheaper somewhere else? Yeah, probably. Having customer service that actually works with me, it's kind of priceless. So thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed it. All have a blessed week. We'll see you next time.